good afternoon, Karthik.
Very good afternoon, Mr. Ganesh. How are you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure, pleasure.
So, quite happy to see you at our office, and as you're here, so I just would like to have a quick chat with you and share more insights about your innovative programs, what you've been organizing. Can you just tell me about what's all about your Mind Reality organization, what you have established?
See, as you know, our association is from the last 1.5 year, in fact, and because of your busy schedule in the foreign countries, for my guests who do not know who is Mr. Ganesh Valmiki, he heads the foundation Valmiki Educational Consultancies, one of the most leading organizations, in fact, here in Hyderabad, been doing very good work. See, it's pretty much this, that you send people to foreign, I send people back to themselves.
Yes.
Establishing a core connectivity. If you want to do anything that you want to do, you need a proper mental state through which your thoughts are able to manifest your actions.
Right.
Until and unless your thoughts are able to manifest what you want,
it
will invariably end up in a situation, and that situation is what we call it as failure. So, mind power reality, essentially, these days, I myself am doing it like Karthik Povana. A process called shift in the conscious states of mind, where an individual is going through 8 verticals. One is internal conflicts. One is fear, because many people have fear from the time they are born to the time that they exist. And it is present as an information inside the human being. So until and unless you have a particular method through which the conflicts and the fear are removed, clarity will never come. So that's the third vertical, that is clarity enhancement. So as an individual, as an entrepreneur, as a business head, and being in the industry from a long time, the people who are meeting in the CEO coaching all have some levels of clarity at a greater level. To increase it at its best level will give them the maximum productivity. And then we have some tendencies, we have certain good, when you are in the market and you meet people, obviously every day is not a good day, isn't it?
True.
Don't you get sometimes bad days, sometimes good days?
So, I mean, in terms of, for the entrepreneurs, where we do see a lot of challenges, and how do one need to have that balancing act, especially to control these stress levels and take up day-to-day challenges? So according to you, what's your message to the business?
Stress essentially is happening to an individual person only because he is not able to handle his systems in a particular way. Many people think that some things are not gone well for people, that is why the stress is happening. It is like, shall I share a small joke with you?
Yeah.
There's a drunkard. There's a drunkard and he fell in a pit. And these drunkards have good memory of going back to their home. So this person goes back to his home, and now he wants to wash and clean himself up. So every time he is trying to look into the mirror after cleaning, he sees the dirt is still there. After a lot of effort, the dirt is still there in his face. What this drunkard is doing is, instead of cleaning his face, he's cleaning the mirror. So dirt is always there. So people are always trying to handle stress from outside. That will never happen. If your business is alright, you think stress will go away, it's not going to happen. Stress essentially happens because of one's inability to handle his internal processing system. You have information, heaps and heaps of information inside you. Until and unless that is processed in a very relaxed mode, one cannot, establish a situation which is free of stress. Now, the common methods are meditation, yoga, hypnosis, trance, quantum, so many methods are there. All methods are good, but without addressing the fundamentals, without creating the foundations, if you take these higher things, it will crash. And that is what is happening. Those who are doing meditation, and if you look the strategies, statistics today, if you look at the research, people are telling I'm getting into more stress because of meditation. Because your internal images are more visible to you. And so the first thing is you have to remove and suck away the conflicts from your body, remove the fear from your body, enhance the clarity, and you should have a particular method through which any kind of an image inside you should be restructured.
So how many days it will take basically on an average, and how many hours we need to spend in terms of undergoing this?
See, essentially first thing that is needed is an intention. The first thing is an intention, because today everybody is in a quick fix solution. you obviously have fast foods, but for success to happen at the core level, there is no systematic formula. You know that being in business, that there is no particular method you follow and you are going to be successful. But to the interiority, definitely there are methods. And that are the methods which are available in the process shift in the conscious states of mind. And essentially, if a person is willing to commit himself 45 days, 15 minutes or 20 minutes, because you have read a lot of books, you have attended a lot of classical trainers, you would know that until and unless an individual person recognizes his limitations first, because many people have not recognized their limitations, because something or the other stops them from addressing it, because the ego, you may call it, or personally some things which they do not want, some essential aspects about them they do not want others to know about it, and now they're looking for solution. So first thing is, you don't have to tell everything to anybody. For example, in my training, anybody does not have to share their problems with me, but they have to give this commitment to be really honest with themselves. We know this, but we fail to implement it. With you, if you are totally honest, a total different reality of productivity will arise, and that will create a gigantic scope of full-fledged enigmatic performance, and it is the name of the gigantic enigmatic performance that you're calling as success, aren't you?
Very true. Very
so 45 days of committed atmosphere, let's say 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Because see, let them give 23 hours. People say, I don't have time. You give 23 hours for all the other things. Are they so miserly they can't give even 20 minutes to themselves?
True.
20 minutes is all that is needed.
Needed, actually. True. As you know, we deal with so many students, and they come with those, so much of confusion, and especially, I should call some of these students like confused souls, like with regard to their career perspective, and which country they would like to opt for. So, what should be the holistic approach, and what's your message to the students community?
See, firstly, there is nothing like confused souls. There is confused mind.
Confused minds, okay.
They're definitely confused minds. There are no confused souls. A soul is absolute. And generally today the word called soul has been so corrupted. So when people ask me which soul, I'll tell which right or left. So, but a student who is going to a foreign country is going out of various reasons in India. And most of the people, most of the students who approach you, they are ambitious students, who are extremely ambitious about their growth. So an ambition, without fueling it and without masking it with vision, it becomes a chaos. So from your end, wonderful, like top consultancies like you, when they take an initiative of creating a particular system that, when a lot of students are going to foreign countries, how do they carry their vision in a relaxed mode? And how do they move to the ambition through the vision? When they move to the ambition through the vision, they will be in all possibilities able to attract the right kind of requirement for them. Because you tell me, if in foreign countries, you travel so many foreign countries, you keep visiting, your next trip I think is in April, I guess.
Going to United States.
So yes. So you travel so much to the US, and you would know that there are how much distractions there. The luxury is at its highest. And what pleases the eyes is what, and America pleases the minds more than anything else. So to remain balanced inside creates a certain challenge. And how do you address this challenge? Do you address this challenge only after you go over there and fall? Or do you prepare yourself very well and then you go? So to prepare yourself mentally, to prepare yourself emotionally, to equip your physicality. Today modern science is telling that your physical health is largely confined because of your mental attributes. Many people know this, but why is it that they are creating stress after knowing it also? This is only because the traditional and conventional methods have failed. The traditional and conventional methods like meditation and yoga are very powerful, but only when you remove the conflicts first. Because it's a state of being. You can do NLP, you can do hypnosis, you can do strategic coaching, everything. But fundamentally, you are subjecting all this to your body, your mind, your emotion, your energy. And whether a person agrees or not, from the time he is born to the time he is existing, he is subjected to the factors of conflicts. And if he is knowing a method to remove these conflicts, many of his own life, what all his life will more be in his control. So that's one thing he can do.
So what kind of transformation do you think you can bring among these students, like where, as I mentioned to you, that we send hundreds of students, and of course sometimes they lack planning, and they are always at the last minute rush, and especially the parents are panicking, and so we sort of a holistic approach we would like to now initiate. So what kind of transformation do you think you can bring out among these students, the aspiring students who are looking forward?
Fundamentally, I would like to congratulate all the students, especially for choosing the best places, because personally I know Mr. Ganesh Valmiki very well, and I really congratulate all your initiative methods for and I'm sure you're also running a foundation.
Yes.
The reason why I'm talking this, he's not asked me to talk about this, but the reason I'm sharing this is you are already taken a first right step as a student by approaching the right consultancy. Because there's so many right consultancies, but you're one among them. It's always good. So when they have come here and they have already taken the right method, the first step they have taken properly. Now the next essential step that they will have to understand is, let them mark their day today. Like if you are sleeping today, just make a note. How many joyful moments have you known today? Anybody, like you are a student, make a list of how many joyful moments have you known. Because at the end of the day, whatever you're doing, you want to experience well-being in that. You want to expand, you want to see well-being in that. A child wants to go to a foreign country, he wants to experience well-being. He wants to feel much, much better. He wants to feel more worthy. And worthiness can never arrive without being in a state internally free of conflicts. So there is a chatter constantly, how many moments anybody has influenced you. People get influenced by another person. So one thing, you told how can I transform? I don't transform people. I really create a platform where an individual person is feeling so wonderful about himself. So when he feels so wonderful about himself, in this wonderfulness, he will start elevating those qualities in him which he is cherishing. Like you have certain qualities in you which you cherish. I have certain qualities in me which I cherish. Similarly, a student has certain qualities in him or her that they cherish. So the moment they remind themselves about these qualities, without conflicts, without fear, with enhanced clarity, and with a greater ability to restructure the image, there is a great scope of having ultra productivity. Be it the coaching, be it completing their engineering, be it completing their MS. Because if you have relaxed thoughts, your ability to focus is high. And once your ability to focus is high, it is left up to the student how much he wants to grow. The platform is always open and the guidance is always there from people like you for them.
So how many hours session do you think now we can organize for our students who are now aspiring to go abroad? And what kind of sessions, what will be the main core areas where you can...
See, one initiative we have taken in that direction, and I'm very happy and very pleased that you are a part of that, is how to stay focused under distracted atmospheres. Because there's a lot of distraction, especially in the foreign countries. The luxury is at its high, money, everything is money, richness, and so much of comparison, so much of luxury, How much ever anybody says, you should be, focused to the studies. Once you go abroad, these things will take over. You can't prevent it. We all have our own fanciness towards, and fad towards the luxury. Because it creates certain, pleasantness inside. The biggest problem is that pleasantness through the material is outside. It is always good. Like I've always been telling people, money in the pocket is great. But money when it gets into your heart, money when it gets into your cell, that's misery. You need money to create external great wonderful situation, because without finances there is nothing greater that can be accomplished. So similarly, a student when he is going, he is pursuing his dreams. He wants to enhance his career. He wants to earn that great package for himself. And this is the core thing which is there in his mind always. So distracted atmospheres can sometime create greater level of panic, can affect this manifestation for him. And particularly if you're seeing, there are many people from India who have gone outside and they have struggled literally. I have known personal cases where people have gone, they've not got jobs, especially because they don't have this focus. So when a person has focus, which is his inner quality, we can create a platform by having 3 essential techniques which we will be sharing it. And it can go in 5 sessions of 1.5 hour, 1.5 hour, 1.5 hour, 1.5 hour, 1.5 hour each. So this could be stretched for a week.
That's great.
And that can mark an enormous ability in every student to really commit and function at its best levels.
So I'm sure, Karthik, I think with your research and with your dedication, so through Mind Power Reality, so I'm sure the student community and the entrepreneurs for that matter, and following with other community, so I'm sure they will get benefited. So I really wish you best of luck for all your future endeavors. And
thank you so much.
I also look forward to utilize your services.
I wish you too, and wish you greater success and greater growth.
Thank you so
Have
much.
a very great time.